My name is A1C Christopher Malone. I'm originally from Sacramento, California. I enlisted in May of 2013. I've been in for almost a year. I'm currently in student status as a medical lab technician. I joined the Air Force mostly to continue my education. I was doing ROTC at Sacramento State University, and until I wasn't able to keep paying for school, so that got me to where I am here.
Our coverage of the
Good
deadly
evening, I'm
earthquake
Lester
in
Holt
Haiti
in New York.
continues now with
Brian Williams is in
AC360
Haiti
coming to you
tonight, a
live.
country brought to its knees by a
Which has struck
catastrophic
here more than 24 hours ago. Our correspondents have fanned out throughout the port city of Port-au-Prince.
January 12th, 2010. Another natural disaster strikes an island in the Caribbean. Two planes of the Earth's surface slip along a fault line. A third world country, caught in the middle of it, is snatched from off of the ground, violently shaken and rolled around like a pair of unlucky dice in unforgiving hands. A country drops and lands on its face, while the rest of the world fixated their eyes on such catastrophe. An earthquake, unleashing a magnitude in comparison to that of 7 savage swordsmen, unsheathing their weapons, swinging their arms, and slaying their way through the capital city of Haiti, devastating the lives of over 500,000 Haitian citizens. As if to say starvation and poverty didn't produce enough bloodshed each year as it was to make national headlines, what do you do when your country is drowning? January 13th. The time is roughly 1700 hours. American forces are deployed to a land where most had never set foot in. A task force formed out of Spec Ops Command at Herbert Field, Florida, are among the first to respond. Within just 28 minutes upon arrival, the airfield has already been reestablished. Search and rescue parties work their way through streets of dead bodies while an air traffic control team monitors the sky. The city of Port-au-Prince in its critical condition is being brought back to life. 43 other countries rush in food and supplies through Haiti's veins. There is a heartbeat there. It's faint, a pulse. The people, they can feel it. It's not too late. There are still buildings collapsed on top of bruised lungs. Still motherless children roaming the streets in darkness. No food, no shelter, just blackouts and a rotting dead carcass waiting to be found underneath every other pile of debris. No eulogies, no place to put the bodies, just mass burial ceremonies because there aren't enough morgues to accommodate the dead, just disaster relief teams spreading thin across the land. Imagine being caved in underneath the weight of your office building ceiling for days. A week later, Air Force boots on the ground count is close to 6,000 strong. Millions of pounds of cargo are being shipped in daily, while medical evacuation teams come like a good punchline after a not so funny joke. A combined 17,000 United States military personnel work nonstop in and around the country. Joint Task Force Haiti oversees Operation Unified Response. It's amazing how quick we get the job done. It's amazing how quick emergency-raised funds can save lives, how swift humanitarian assistance and disaster relief missions were being executed before they were even fully planned out. Talk about resourcefulness and a nation's resiliency. It's amazing how satellite imagery, something as simple as cell phone technology and social media networks were being used as sources of communication. It has been 4 years since then. And I admit that some days I take living for granted. The Air Force alone has seen more casualties from responding to these natural disasters than it would have liked to. But to the critics who assume that U.S. foreign policy is to occupy a helpless country until it overstays its welcome, I ask kindly that you pay more attention. I ask that you do not forget the times when typhoons hit Japan, Indonesia, Manila, Hurricane Sandy, Katrina, West Coast wildfires, or oil spills in the Gulf, the many natural disaster agencies like the DOD, USAID, FEMA, Homeland Security. It's impressive to think that America can balance its 2 to 3 overseas theaters, protect its borders, and still deploy its forces to aid other countries in need. These people never do it for the publicity. So I ask, what do you do when a country is drowning?